Hello, I am Joseph, and today I wanted to show you how to get up and running for just some basic website stuff. So if you want to get into building your own web apps, you'll have some tools available to you. I am going about this an approach that you might be using a Kindle Fire 7, 8, or 10. So this is not going to the higher end Kindle tablets, mainly because if you do have those, you could potentially look at Visual Studio Code for web. Using Code Server. Problem with that, even on a 3 gig variant, I kept having it constantly shut down because it was running in the background. And Android 9, which is Kindle Fire 7, is very aggressive in killing background apps for whatever reason. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and go to your Silk browser. And we're going to go to f-droid.org and download right there is front and center. The website might be a little bit slow. It's not always the fastest, but yeah, go ahead and download it. Once you've downloaded it and it's installed, we're going to go ahead and open up F-Droid. And you'll see like an updating repositories on top. All this stuff might be blank. That could take anywhere between like 1 to 5 minutes, depending on your network connection. You're going to go ahead and click on search. And we're going to go ahead and search for Termux, Termux. Press enter. Or not enter, but just get rid of this keyboard here. And we're going to download Termux itself. It'll first say download. Tap on download or click on it. And then it'll say install. When you install it the first time, F-Droid's going to say, hey, I don't have access to install stuff. It takes you to a completely separate screen. You toggle the ability for F-Droid to install the app. Now, it is safe. F-Droid is an open source app store, so none of these are going to be doing nefarious things to your Kindle device. So then once you enable that, tap the back button and then try to install again. It should work just fine. The other package that we need is called Termux Styling. This is for the fonts just to have, so we can have Font Awesome and Powerline fonts for all these different folder icons and stuff like that. And it's really easy to get set up. So again, download, install, and that's it. Now we're going to go to Termux. There's two things we're going to want to do here before we get really started. One is if you're using a keyboard and mouse, you can actually hit Control, Alt, and plus to make the font bigger and smaller. So like minus makes it smaller, Control Alt plus makes it bigger. So Control minus smaller, Control Alt plus bigger. I did try this with the keyboard, the on-screen keyboard, because you can do like Control. Let's see here. Let's try it again. So we have that enabled. Let's turn on keyboard here. Okay, tap into this. So we do plus, minus. Oh, Control's not enabled. Plus, minus, nope. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. So it turns like a light blue, but those commands don't seem to work there. So I don't think you can do that with the on-screen keyboard, unfortunately. You have to use a Bluetooth or physical plugged-in keyboard for that to work. Okay, so with that said, the next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and tap anywhere and go to more. And we're going to go to Style. Actually, sorry, let me repeat that. We're going to tap and hold anywhere and go to More and then Style. And choose font. The font I found that works the best was Meslo font. A lot of these do work for the majority of things, but some of them are missing those Font Awesome icons for folders and stuff like that. So Meslo seems to have all of them, as well as the Powerline font stuff that you need. And then if you want to change your console, maybe you don't like dark or whatever else, there's all these different themes to choose from. I tend to choose the Guave Box dark theme. They also have a light theme. But yeah, that's that. Now the other thing that we need to do now is we're going to type in Termux setup, and then I'm going to press tab, and it doesn't do anything. So if you press tab twice, you see what's available to choose from. So we're going to do storage, so ST, and then I'm going to press tab again to autocomplete. So you don't have to type all these commands every single time. It helps in that regard. You can press enter and press yes. What this is doing is getting you access to outside of Termux. So if you have stuff in documents or an SD card, you'll get it there. That's actually put into your storage folder, so you can see like whatever there, and then in the storage shared folder, you have the other stuff that you have for maybe your app specific things. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start installing some packages. We're going to do pkg upgrade. It's going to take a little bit longer on your end because I've already done this upgrade, but it might install some things just in case. And then we're going to do pkg install curl get python 3 python 2 node.js-lts neovim ctags LLVM, Clang, and Rust. So press enter. This is going to take a while for you to download. I've already installed these, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, what we want to do next is install LunarVim. This is a way to set up NeoVim. It's very opinionated on how it's set up, so it chooses it for you. You're not having to think about the stuff and spend weeks configuring your text editor. But there is a issue with installing it on ARM, specifically not with LunarVim, or LunarVim. It's with the tree sitter, which is used to provide all this like rich information about the languages, the programming language you're going to use. And that currently has no pre-built binaries for ARM. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. Let's just type in cd and press enter just in case we went anywhere on the system. And we're going to type in git clone https github.com tree sitter /tree sitter .get. Now I've already cloned this, so it's gonna give me some crap about it. But once you do that, you can type in cd tree and just press tab to autocomplete. And then we're gonna type in ar equals llvm-ar and then cargo space build. This is going to take several minutes. For me, I've already done this, so it's going to be pretty instant on my end. But what this is doing is compiling that binary for you, and now we need to do an npm install. So we're going to do npm install -g and then /CLI npm. And so this will install that library that LunarVim cannot install for you because it doesn't try to go and compile it for your ARM operating system. Okay. Now we can go ahead and install LunarVim. And I'm not going to attempt to even try to type that out. What we're going to do is just go back to Silk. You're going to go to lunarvim.org, and we're going to go to the installation section. And instead of stable, we're going to go to Rollin. So you can, like with your mouse, triple click to select everything and hit Control-C. If not, you're using touch, you can tap and hold and just drag it all the way across. And then, yeah, copy it, whatever. So I'm just going to triple click here, Control-C, go back. Now to paste in NeoVim, or not NeoVim, Termux, it's Control-Alt-V. It's just not Control-V, it's Control-Alt-V. Press enter. And this is going to take a while to do each one of these little dependencies. We're going to hit yes for every one of these. So we're going to do yes. And it's going to take a couple minutes to do the Node.js dependencies. It should install successfully because that one problematic package we've already installed for LunarVim. Again, we're going to do that for Python, and we're going to do it once more for Rust. Let's let that finish up there. Doop-a-doo. And then the same thing for Rust. Now, Rust took the longest. I think I was waiting about almost 20 minutes for some reason. It could have been just I have a crappy Wi-Fi, but it just took an extraordinarily long time. You can ignore about the comment about the nerd fonts. The one that we selected and set up already for Termux works just fine with LunarVim. Okay, so with all that said, now we just type in cd just to go back home. And unfortunately, if you type in lvim, it's not going to open what we want because it is in local, bin, and then lvim. And that's not ideal. We don't want to have to keep typing that in every single time. So what we're going to do, if you did type that, and you're in here and you don't know how to quit, what you can do is type in :Q, and just in case, exclamation mark. Okay, that'll let you leave the editor. That's very important to know. A lot of people get stuck on that for a while, and they do things like shut down their computer or their tablet because they just don't know how to exit the editor. But what we want to do now is just add the local bin to our bash RC file. So if we look, LSLA, there is a bash RC file here. If we do cat on that, it'll echo out what's in there. So yeah, we need to add that path. So what I'm about to type is a little painful, but just bear with me. I'm going to do an echo E, and then quote dash slash n for new line, and then export path equals slash quote slash $, path in all caps, colon, tilde, slash dot local slash bin slash quote slash new line quotes, and then we append it to slash bash rc, and we can tab complete this hopefully. So bash rc, and all this is doing is adding the path of the local bin to this. So we do that, and then we can verify. If you press up, you can repeat your commands. So there we go, cat. We can see that it appended it correctly. So now we need to do one more thing. We can type in source tilde backslash and then bash rc again. This will finally let us get to LVim anywhere that we're like in some folder or whatever. So we're going to just type in LVim just to get it started, and it's going to run a bunch of commands down at the bottom. This also took a really long time to do. I think in total it's probably like another 15-20 minutes, depending on your network connection again or whatever it's trying to do. So that's just to do that. You can let it run, and there's not really much to say there, but that's that. And then we're going to go ahead and get our development set up. So I'm going to go ahead and quit out of this actually, because we don't need this per se. And I'll go ahead and paste the following commands in the comment of this video, so you're not having, or the description of this video, so you're not having to do it yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and go to my document here that I have, just so I can paste that in. This is going to get us set up, just to get a couple of things up and running right here. So copy all of this. Copy, and then I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste it in, Control Alt V, and press enter. What this is doing is, normally this would be like a git clone type of thing, but I just wanted to make this just in case, so you can see every command that's running, that's setting all this stuff up. So we are in our app folder. Like you can see, it actually moved me to documents, documents MyApp. And then I can type in LVim and dot for this directory. These pop-ups are annoying. I had to learn, figure out how to turn them off. But that you see, we got this, and then we can press up and down to click on it, or I think we can just use our mouse too, yeah. And double click with our mouse there. I believe you can use your mouse then to also reduce that as well, so you can drag it over. So yeah, pretty easy, pretty simple. Okay, so we have our text editor set up. Awesome. We get a lot of autocomplete things. So for example, let's say if we wanted to add in like a CSS file, we type in link, press down and press enter, and it like sets all this stuff up. So if we can do rel, it'll be like style sheet, press tab, type. Is there a type? That's weird. Text.css. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Anyways, you get the point. Now, as I'm typing this stuff in, I'm kind of like jumping ahead because I'm doing all these things that you may not know yet. Vim in general has different modes. So the mode that you start out with is like just a visual, well, not a visual mode. It's just like a reading mode. If you press the letter I on your keyboard, you enter insert mode, and that's where you can go ahead and start typing. You can use your arrow keys to move around. You can type stuff here. I don't know what I just did. And then to undo, you can press escape to get out of the insert mode, and press like U to undo. So again, press I to enter into insert mode. You can do your changes here. Control S doesn't work with the default setup. There's two ways to do this. You can hit escape and hit Control S, and that'll go ahead and save it. Or you can hit Control O that gets you into the escape mode, :W to write it, and then you're thrown right back into insert mode. It's a lot more work than just hitting Control S and Control C and Control V and all this other stuff. But you'll get used to it because a lot of this is meant to keep you on the keyboard and not having to do all these obscene like little things here. Okay, so I'm going to hit DD to go ahead, or actually escape and then DD to just delete that line that I was typing. And hit :W just to write, just in case. And now what we're going to do is install a package. So we're going to type in, make sure you hit escape to get into reading mode. We're going to hit : npm install -g, and we're going to do live server. This is just a very, very basic setup thing that we're going to use to run a local web server that does live reloading for us. So you press enter. It's going to give you a bunch of warnings because this is like an old package. It's still maintained, but it relies on a bunch of like old things here. Or not. There you go. So yeah, I've already installed it, but yeah. Then after that, press enter. And that'll close that terminal up. And then we're going to go ahead and type in : again. And this time we're going to type in TE space. And then we're going to type in live-server. Press enter. This opens up a new terminal thing and then opens up the web page itself, so you can see that there. The important thing about this, let me Alt-tab back, is that this is just a tab. You can click on the index here to go back to it, so it's not like whatever. But you do want to have this tab open. You don't want to close it because it's keeping your thing there. So now, if you have the Kindle devices that have split screen, what we're going to do is we're going to tap on the task icon, and we're going to tap on the down arrow for the icon and tap onto split screen and put the browser there. We're going to kind of move this over some so we can see that there. Now, if you have a big font and this Explorer is kind of getting in your way, you kind of want a way to collapse it, you can actually type in : nvim tree and press tab, and we can look for toggle. Okay, so there's toggle, press enter, and it's away now. So again, if you want to just do that, you press : and this time if you don't want to retype that command, you just press up and press enter, brings it back up. And you can set up keyboard shortcuts. I'm not going to go over that right now. So like you can do control T or something like that to bring up that side of it, or whatever you want to do for that shortcut. But now that we have live reload on, I'm going to go ahead and just navigate to hello world, press I to go back into insert mode, and type in Joseph. And then I'm going to escape, right, enter. And you can see in my left side of my, or right side of my screen, you see hello Joseph. So you don't have to like go back and reload the page manually. Now, when you get into like Vim, not Vim, Vue.js or React.js or Angular, those things will already be set up for you for the most part. But the one part that's really important is that you don't really have a way to have like a browser terminal type of thing so you can debug your elements and your JavaScript and stuff. The closest thing I found to work is called Aruda, and that's why this is included in this example here. We're going to go to the bottom right and tap that icon. Let me kind of reset this because this is what's going to happen when you first do this. Okay, so you're going to tap it, and you're not going to see settings at all. What you're going to want to do is use your finger, because you can't like use your mouse and drag over for some reason. You got to use your finger and like drag it over to settings, and then you need to expand the display size settings and turn that all the way down to like 40. That's the lowest you can go, but that's that. And then you can scroll back, and like if you want to do a console log here, you can. So you can do like console.log hi, and then execute. and you can see that it wrote, whatever there. And you can expand this out and stuff like that, and move it over as you need to. Maybe you're testing more of a desktop thing, and you want to see more than just like a mobile phone version of your web app. But yeah, you have access to elements. So if you want to inspect a certain div or something like that, you can. It has selections, so you can select like the H1 tag there. So you can see H1, hello world, attributes, styling, and stuff like that. I think the only other thing that we're going to be running into now is like, how do you make files in here? So if we go back to nvim, I should have typed more than that, nvim tree toggle. Let's do this. Toggle. And we click on maybe index, and we type in, I'm not sure. How do we make a file? Ooh, I don't know offhand. So that'll be one thing that you can look up then, because I'm going to probably end it here, but it'll give you the idea. This is called nvim, let's see here, nvim tree explorer. There you go, nvim tree. And it may not have that much information on it. We'll see here. So setup, let's look for create. Create. Oh, add. So A. So if we go back here, defaults A. So if we go here, let's make this smaller again, and we do A. There we go. We create a file, and yeah, let's create another. Let's just do like index2.html. So now we got index2. If you wanted to make it underneath a folder, I'm assuming you just need to highlight underneath that folder. Yeah, right over there. Style2.css. Pretty easy. Yeah, not too bad. But they have all those commands there that you can see. So A was to create, D is to remove. So if we wanted to go back again and type in D, hit yes. Oops. And then D for index2, type yes. So yeah, a lot of commands that they have there. There's so many little things in LunarVim for plugins that you would want to look at. I obviously don't know them all. I know a little bit more about some of the other plugins there. LunarVim's kind of new for me in that regard. But yeah, that's it. I mean, there's not too much else to it. Enjoy your web development experience. If you want to get into those other things I talked about, which was React, Vue.js, and Angular, you can look at plenty of other videos, because at that point you have all the tools that you need here. One other thing is that, like, if you do not want to open up a terminal window, like when you type in TE and do like some type of command, technically what you can do is swipe with two fingers to your left side, and this gives you Termux sections. So you can just make a brand new session here, and then you can type in some node like npm command or whatnot. But you can always just go back, swipe with two fingers. If you're wanting to get out all this stuff, like you don't know how to close NeoVim, you can actually just do :QA*, and this will close everything, including that background live server thing running. So now if we try to go back and we reload this, it's going to be broken because it's not running anymore. So yeah, that's it.